Hi class, it's Mr. Trez, and this video is going to be on scientific notation and standard form. Scientific notation is a short way to write very large or very small numbers. A number written in scientific notation is when a number that is at least 1 but less than 10 is multiplied by a power of 10. And standard form is a number written without any exponents. When writing a number in scientific notation, first we're going to move the decimal point to write a number that is at least 1 but less than 10. If we move to the left, the exponent is positive. That means we were dealing with a very big number. If we move to the right, the exponent is negative. That means we were working with a number that was very small. Next, we're just going to clean up and rewrite our final answer neatly. Write the final answer of scientific notation in the form of a times 10 to the positive power of n, or a times 10 to the negative power of n, where a is going to be a number that is at least 1 but less than 10. In writing a number in standard form, first we're going to copy the question. Next, we're going to move the decimal by the amount of the exponent. If the exponent is positive, we're going to move to the right. That's going to create a very large number. If the exponent is negative, we're going to move to the left, and that's going to make a very small number. Finally, we're going to clean up and rewrite our answer correctly. So let's take a look at our first example. We're going to write this number, 324 million, in scientific notation. So as we can see, this is a very large number. And we want to write this in scientific notation, which means we're going to create a number, at least 1 but less than 10, and then multiply it by a power of 10. So 324 million. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to move the decimal to create a number that is at least 1 but less than 10. The decimal is going to start in back of the ones place, and we're going to move. Okay, we're going to count our jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That gives us 3.24, or 3 24 hundredths. And as we can see, this number is at least 1, but it's less than 10. We're then going to multiply it by a power of 10, so times 10, and now our exponent is going to be the amount of times that we moved the decimal. And we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So that is what our exponent is going to be. So here is our final answer written in scientific notation. 3.24 times 10 to the 8th power. Next, we're going to write this very small number in scientific notation. So our number here is 524 10,000ths. So let's write it 0.0524. And now we're going to move the decimal until we get a number that is at least 1 but less than 10. So we're going to count our jumps. 1, 2. Now in this case we move to the right because we are dealing with a very small number. So we have 5.24 times our power of 10. And now since this is a very small number, since we moved to the right, and we moved 1, 2, so 2 places to the right, that means it's going to be a negative. And there's our final answer, 5.24 times 10 to the negative 2nd power. And how did we get to the negative 2nd? Well, we moved it 2 places to the right. Okay, now we're going to write a number in standard form. So standard form means it is going to be a number without exponents. So we have 9.2 times 10 to the 3rd. So we're going to write 9.2. And now we're going to move the decimal to the right, okay, because it's positive 10 to the 3rd. So that means we're going to have to create a very large number. So let's move it 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. And now let's put a decimal in. Next, we're going to fill in our little jumps with zeros. And now let's clean up and rewrite our answer. 9,200. This is my final answer written in standard form. Okay, next we're going to write this number in standard form, 6.1 times 10 to the negative third. Now, since our exponent is negative, that means we're going to have a very small number. So, since it's negative, we're going to move it to the left. And we're going to move it to the left because this is going to create a number that's going to be very small. So let's move to the left 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3, and let's put a decimal in. Let's fill in our jumps with zeros. And it's good to even put a 0 in the ones place. And now let's clean up and rewrite our answer, 0.0061. And here's my final answer written in standard form. Okay, now I'd like you to try some examples. Please write this number in scientific notation. Okay, so first, we need to create a number that is at least 1, but less than 10. So let's move our decimal to the right. And also, let's just look at it. We could see that we have a very small number here. So that means our exponent is going to be negative. So let's move it to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the right. And that gives us 2.3. It's at least 1, but less than 10, so we're good. Times a power of 10. And now how many times did I move the decimal? 1, 2, 3, 4 times, but to the right, and it's a small number, to the negative 4th power. 2.3 times 10 to the negative 4th power. Please try this next example. Let's write 95 million in scientific notation. Okay. 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we can see we have a very large number. So let's put the decimal after the ones place. And let's move the decimal to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. Okay, so now we have 9.5, at least 1, but less than 10, times a power of 10. And how many times did we move our decimal? We moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. To the left, we have a big number, so it'd be 10 to the positive 7th. So 9.5 times 10 to the 7th power is our answer in scientific notation. Okay, now let's write this in standard form. 7.15 times 10 to the negative 5th power. Okay, so we have 7.15, and now we have 10 to the negative 5th. So since it's a negative exponent, we're going to rewrite this to make a very small number, which means we're going to move to the left. So let's move our decimal 5 places to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Decimal goes here. Let's fill in our zeros. And then let's rewrite it just to make it neat. So 0.0000715. Here is our answer written in standard form. Okay, our last example. Please write 1.56 times 10 to the 8th in standard form. Okay, so now since we're multiplying times 10 to the power of positive 8, that means we're going to make a very big number. That means we're going to have to move our decimal to the right 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's put a decimal here to hold it. And let's fill in zeros. And now let's rewrite our answer. 156, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. And here is our final answer, 156 million. Here is our final answer written in standard form. Thank you for watching this video.